Days Gone just got a major update 1.21 that comes in at 23 gigs, although as some people say 18 gigs, for me it was 23, and it includes a ton of new stuff that I will go over in this video, including the long-awaited challenge mode. That is a ton of fun and there are a ton of things to unlock in that mode. Also we get a nice quality of life improvement and more, so let's get into it. Would be awesome if you could leave a like on the video as it shows your support. And let's go. The first thing you will notice after you boot up the game after downloading this major patch is the new challenge option in the main menu. Something you can, by the way, also reach from the menu inside the game. And it's a completely new mode that at the time of this recording only has one challenge available, but from now on every Friday we can expect a new challenge to open up. So next week we either have a new bike or combat challenge versus human enemies, and this will happen for more than 11 weeks until all the challenges are available. Right now the first one is a horde challenge called Surrounded, where we have to survive an unlimited horde that is coming at you from every angle, but luckily you have a ton of tools and the best guns to take these freakers out, and you want to do that because there's a timer as well. When that reaches 0, the challenge is over, so you have to be in a constant battle with the horde to keep the timer going. Killing a freaker namely adds seconds to that timer. And you're fighting in Sherman's camp and you can't go that far away from the buildings, but you also want to look inside these abandoned houses, since they will be full of ammo and other tools like attractors that will be super handy to keep the freakers away from you. And also the indoor areas can be nice because then the enemies will come from one direction, so you can easily take them out. You gotta be careful though to not be overrun in these small houses. And in the main game I had the hordes under control like pretty easily, but this is way more challenging than your regular horde because there's no end in sight. And the game also asks you to play differently. There are namely 4 sub-challenges that reward you with credits that you can then spend on the many rewards that we will touch on in a second. For the first sub-challenge for this unlimited horde that is now in the game, you have to kill enemies using the many barrels and explosive crates that are in this town. A pro tip is to throw a attractor next to one of the barrels, and then a ton of the freakers will jump on that device, and then you can shoot the barrel that will then explode, and you will have the 10 kills that are needed for the bronze version of this sub-challenge in no time. The next sub-challenge has you kill enemies with traps, so the remote bomb and the proximity bomb that you both already have at the start of the challenge. So just drop them in a small staircase or when outside, and then letting it explode when the enemies are near will also easily get you the 10 kills that at least give you the bronze status. The other sub-challenges will be harder to get. One has you kill 100 enemies with a high combo, because that's also the thing in this mode. When killing a freaker, you build up this combo that goes away after a short period of time. So you want to keep killing freakers with explosives or your gun to hold that combo. And for this ranked sub-challenge you need to get 100 kills while the combo is active to get the bronze version. Killing a large group of freakers with explosives can give you an insane head start to this combo, and then just use the light machine gun that you already have from the start to kill the other ones. But it will still be hard to get the 100 kills in a combo. For this sub-challenge it might be smart to go inside a building so you can just focus on one entrance and like empty your magazine while the freakers come at you. The fourth and final sub-challenge of this first main challenge is called Earful and has you get 250 freaker ears for the bronze version. So yes, walk over the dead corpses of the freakers that you just killed to complete this sub-challenge. The only difference with a regular horde is that there will be a ton of freakers breathing down your neck when you try to collect these freaker ears, while normally you would of course pick up the ears after you cleared the whole horde. Well, that's not possible in this challenge. Of course, it's nice if you killed a ton of enemies with explosives, because then they tend to be one big pile, so you can just walk over them to immediately get a ton of ears. Apart from the sub-challenge, you also have the overall bronze, silver and gold ranking system for each main challenge that simply requires you to get a certain amount of points. 10,000 is needed for the bronze level that can easily be reached by using the many explosives that you get from the start. The attractor bomb is one of the best ones that you want to use when a ton of freakers are following you, since it will attract them to this device instead of you. Careful though that enemies that are close to you will not turn to the device, so you have to take them out. And then boom, the attractor explodes and it gives you a ton of points in the process. The pipe bomb tactic is also super smart in this challenge, so just while you are being chased, throw this explosive on the ground and you will see the points come in. Also good to know is that the horde sprint tactic still works, so just make sure that you are far enough from the enemies and run in a straight line, and then the enemies will not be able to hit you while you can reload your gun and get your stamina back. So you start this challenge with a ton of tools to take out the horde. There are also, by the way, weapons when you spawn, so you can change that up if you want. I think that the shotgun is not really that great, but you can pick it up if you want. There is nothing to heal yourself though, so you have to be really careful not to get hit. There is a way to heal yourself though, and that is by looting medkits from the dead bodies that will be laying around in the map. So totally make sure that you remember where the bodies are, so you can always go to them each time you do the challenge. The sad part about this though is that their loot is random. So sometimes they give you a medkit, and sometimes, actually most of the times, they give you scrap. So that is kind of bad, but at least we have a way to get some medkits. If you found some other ways, of course, let me know in the comments. Your input and tips and tricks are of course more than welcome, so we can all survive this challenge. Good luck. It is pretty challenging. Again, way tougher than the regular hordes in the main game. But you want to succeed because you can get some sweet rewards. Every main challenge seems to have its own jacket patch. So the moment you hit the bronze rank for the challenge, you unlock the bronze version of this jacket patch that for this first challenge is called Endure and drains stamina less fast. 7% for the bronze variant, as we see right here. Good to note, by the way, is that these patches are also immediately unlocked in the main game. So you also unlock it for Deacon when exploring the big open world. The cool part of this challenge mode is that you can not only play Deacon, but also can select 12 other characters. Right now only Boozer, Ricky, Iron Mike and the Nero Soldier are available, with more coming as the challenges roll out. And to unlock these characters you need to pay with the credits that you earn from doing the main challenges and the sub challenges. Ricky and Boozer are 45 credits, while you need to have reached rank 2 to be able to even unlock Iron Mike and the Nero Soldier. And then you likely still have to pay for them, I would think. So reaching a new rank is done by gaining reputation. And you can earn 3000 reputation per sub challenge and also per main challenge. You get 500 reputation for the bronze level, then 1000 extra for the silver version, and then 1500 extra for the gold one. So to reach rank 2 with only the first challenge active requires you to at least have one gold sub challenge, and the rest has to be silver to reach this goal. But obviously it will be easier to gain reputation when more challenges unlock, because then new bronze rewards open up as well. This whole challenge mode is pretty deep and there's really a ton to unlock, like different custom accents for your bike that you see parked, by the way, in the Horde challenge a little further away. But it will of course play a bigger role in the bike challenges that will launch the coming Friday or the week after that, I would think. I think that if you unlock a new accent, you then also have it in the main game. Although I would argue that it's maybe smarter to focus on the rings first. You can have 2 of them active at one time, and they all cost 30 credits each and give you a special perk that will help you a lot during these challenges. So unlike the patches, these rings do not carry over to the main game, just like the character skins. You can buy the first 5 rings on rank 1, and then on rank 2 you can buy the other rings. You can immediately see what they do though. Expect things like rolling will reload your equipped weapon with a portion of its ammo. Pretty awesome. Or this one, that sliding picks up any items within a certain distance. So pretty great stuff. I went for the character skin first because it's really cool to be someone else than Deacon for the first time. And yes, you can then also use the photo mode while you play as this character. No facial expressions, but it's still cool to toy around with that. And after that I will be going for the rings, because I think they will be pretty smart to unlock. So yes, the challenge mode is really a ton of fun, highlights the gameplay of this game and makes you think differently as well. Totally try it out. Again, input and tips are welcome in the comments down below. I might stream it in the future and maybe share more tips to be able to get all the sub challenges. For now, I want to touch on some other things that this update also introduced, like new trophies that are linked to this challenge mode. You can get the first trophy for completing a challenge with a bronze medal. There's one for silver and for gold as well. One trophy is linked to you beating a challenge with a character skin and some other skins you can unlock. Upgrading your ring will get you a trophy, and there are also trophies that you can only get after all the challenges or more challenges are available. So you can't unlock them all immediately, but have to wait till enough of the challenges are out. And if you got the platinum, then it will be nice to know that this is just a separate tab of trophies. But also things have been added to the regular story mode, like a new custom accent for our bike called Farewell Mongrels. At least according to the patch notes, this was added because I could not find it at my mechanic. A big change they introduced is for the fact that picking up and swapping weapons on the ground is now not square but triangle, so you do not accidentally pick up weapons like I did here, where I wanted to rescue this guy, but then suddenly picked up the weapon that was close to him and it also had the square prompt. So this is a very nice change. Now you will not suddenly run around with an AK if you don't want that. Fixes include for the swarmers and the horde that they now vault through windows properly, and also for the breaker AI that should now function properly when traps are utilized. For progression fixes, we got a fix for the lots of sick people mission, and that we are now able to loot the bounty after finishing the objective in the You Don't Wanna Know mission. I put a full link to the patch notes in the description of this video. No mention of any frame rate improvements, and at this point I'm not sure if we will ever see those improvements. I of course hope so, but it has been a solid 2 months now since the release, with no noticeable improvements really. I will keep you up to date here on everything Days Gone, so totally subscribe for everything on the game. I will be on a holiday though during the next challenge, so while I still have some other Days Gone content, you can expect the tips and tricks for that challenge later, likely when the other one launches. But yeah, just keep an eye out on the channel to be up to date. You can check out my previous Days Gone video on a new region that was discovered by clicking on the screen. Click my icon to subscribe to the channel. A like would be super appreciated, of course, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye!